Welcome to the Best Things Podcast. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials at Best Things Pod as well. Now, here are your hosts, Craig and Aaron.
Hello, Internet. Welcome into the Best Things Podcast. My name is Craig. Sitting next to me, the doughboy himself, Aaron.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Oh, how we doing, Aaron?
Well, I'm feeling a little crummy.
Oh, boy. Here they come. That was a good one.
Yeah, zing!
That was a good one. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you're not on keto. Because
it's going to be carb heavy.
we are talking about something that's been on the board for a while. We mentioned last episode that we've had this board with a whole bunch of stuff on it, and we hadn't been taking stuff. We're doing that today. We're going to take some stuff from it.
We're gonna do that.
One thing.
This was born somewhat out of a text conversation.
That's true.
As has been some of our episodes. And then it's also let's see, this is the day after this comes out is National Butt Milk Biscuit Day.
Otherwise known as buttermilk.
Hey, it's more fun to say butt milk, though.
Butt milk. That just sounds so bad.
I like butt milk.
I get butt milk when I sweat. That's not how I meant that to come out, but it just kind of popped out of my mouth. We're talking about breads today. We're gonna figure out what the best type of bread is. I love bread, man. I don't know that there is a type of bread I don't like.
It's going to be hard to find a bread that shouldn't be on this list today.
Yeah, it's this could be.
Are there people that
bracket.
actually go through life without bread? Do those people exist?
They have to do it by intentionally. That's the only way, right? Like if you're gluten intolerant or something like that. And I feel shame, or not shame. Sorry. I feel sorry for you for having to live in shame. There's where I was.
Yes.
I'm having trouble with my words today. Last episode was this way. This episode's this way. It's going to be a long second
there we go.
episode.
Man, you must be butter because you're on a roll.
Oh, my God. Oh, it's not a good problem to have when you're on a podcast, an audio podcast.
It's also video podcast.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know if that makes it better.
It doesn't make it better.
Or not.
It doesn't make it better. So are you ready? Are you ready? Oh my God. You do it.
Is there anything else that you have before we jump into all the different breads?
I have nothing.
All right, then let's dive in.
Before we can figure out the best thing, we have to talk about all the things. It's time for the thing about the things.
Oh, man. I will say, what do you call a bread that's a comedian?
A bread that's a comedian.
Yeah.
Let's see. Pun. I don't know.
Dolarious.
Oh!
This was so bad. I pulled up ChatGPT and asked it bread-related dad jokes, and that's what it spit out to me.
Are there any breads off limits today?
Okay.
Does everything. What are we saying?
See, and that's the right before we hit record, I said, "Oh, that's something to talk about." And you asked what, and I said I was going to wait and save it. And this is what I'm going to save it for, because I'm looking at our friends over. They're not our friends.
No,
because they still won't sponsor us. I don't even know if they can sponsor.
Are there people there, or is this just like
It's just AI at this point.
Can you work for them?
Ranker.com is what we go to a lot because it's the people. It's people like you going on there and just upvoting and downvoting stuff. And what they have coming in at number 11 on this list is a tortilla.
Yes.
And that was going to be my question. Is that a bread?
100%. It's bread.
So it does not have to be leavened to be considered bread in this case.
No.
Is a cracker bread.
Is a cracker bread.
Is a crouton. Like, where is there a line?
a crouton is
neither one of those would
dry
make
bread.
it, but
You're a crouton hater in salad, aren't you?
I don't like big chunking hunks of crouton. I really do. I like the crumble. I like almost like a
breadcrumbs.
Almost panko. Almost.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
A little thicker than panko.
That's weird.
I've started liking that more than the big old croutons.
Yeah, that's weird.
It gives it the texture that I want that the crouton provides, but it's not this big. I mean, I don't want to be eating some salad and then just trying to chew through a hunk of dried bread. Plus, I mean, it's extra carbs. If I'm eating a salad, why do I need the carbohydrates?
Crackers are not typically considered bread. While they are both staples of many diets and share similarities between, in terms of being carbohydrate-based foods, there are differences between them. Bread is primarily made from flour, water, yeast, and sometimes other ingredients. Crackers are made from flour, water, and salt.
Sans yeast.
Well, so is tortillas.
That's true. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I wouldn't consider a cracker a bread, but at what point, where's that line?
Tortillas are considered a type of bread, specifically a type of flatbread.
Mm-hmm.
Tortillas are typically made from flour, water, and sometimes salt. Okay, well, up here, you just said that, whatever. Chat GPT is just, flinging out answers, whatever it feels like.
Right.
Okay, but so according to them, crackers are not, tortillas are.
Right.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay, so do we want to use this list and go off of it? Or do we want to come up with our own and we'll go through?
I mean, I'm sure most of the things that are on this list we're going to talk about, but I don't necessarily want to stick to this list.
Okay.
I want to use this as a guide to lead us, but I don't want to be cornered into this.
Okay.
And at some point, I would like to.
Let's go ahead and do it now. You want to start out with it?
What? Which one has to go away forever?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay. So I found this thing on the internet, came across it in a social media feed, and it was one has to go forever. And there were 6 options to this. You had what looked like good Southern buttermilk biscuits, French croissant, good old Southern cornbread, what looked like Italian maybe, or it kind of looks like Texas toast, just cheesy garlic bread. Look like rolls, good yeast rolls, and breadsticks.
Breadsticks.
Separate the countries however you want to. You got rolls, breadsticks, garlic bread, cornbread, croissants, and biscuits. And the question is, which one has to go away forever? You can keep 5 of them, but one of them has to be gone for all time. I said breadsticks, to me, are the obvious answer. You pushed back and said, oh, no, not so fast.
I gave pause to that because I'm torn between kicking cornbread to the curb and breadsticks to the curb. I feel like it's between those two.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting rid of a yeast roll, a croissant, or a biscuit for sure.
If you had to kick 2 of them to the curb, what would be the second one that you threw away? Is it cornbread? Are you going to get rid of cornbread? Are you a big cornbread fan?
I like cornbread. But
how often do you eat cornbread?
I mean, not crazy often, no.
So would you miss it if it was gone?
No. Not probably not nearly as much as the other.
I mean, I would miss biscuits. I would miss dinner rolls. I would miss garlic bread. And I would miss croissants if they were gone.
I would too.
That's why I'm torn between breadsticks and cornbread.
I mean, and it's all in how you've had it prepared or what you're talking about here, because you can have, like, when it comes to breadsticks. Okay, I have a beef with the Italian restaurants that serve the rock hard,
those crunchy,
those little thin.
They're like a pretzel nearly.
That's not a breadstick.
That's what they call them.
That's a thin. Like you're right. It's a cracker.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's a long cylindrical cracker. It's not a breadstick.
Nope. If those were on the list, that's the easy choice. Those are gone forever.
A breadstick is, when I think of a breadstick, I think of Olive Garden.
Olive Garden breadstick. Okay.
That's my default breadstick when I think of
And at one time, those were good. They're less good now.
When's the last time you had one?
Oh, it's been 3-4 years.
I've had them recently. I've had Olive Garden 2 or 3 times in the last probably 6 to 10 months. My sister-in-law loves Olive Garden. And so
has she literally tried anywhere else before?
Yes. Sorry, Bailey, if you're listening. No, but so we'll go there from time to time. And
wait, Bailey? Oh man. Wait a second. Steven's going to Olive Garden. This is what? There's so many good Italian options.
Yeah.
In Little Rock that
they're Olive Garden fans, man. But I gotta say,
Fazoli's is better than Olive Garden.
The breadstick may be back.
You think it's back?
The last
Fazoli's breadstick, I think, is far better than Olive Garden.
That I have not had in a very, very, very long time. But the last couple times I've been to Olive Garden, it's been solid.
Like I said, it's been a few years, but sort of like that LaCroix video you sent yesterday where this is how LaCroix water is made. I felt like Olive Garden breadsticks had got to the point where they just kind of like waved a plain breadstick near some garlic and butter, it didn't come in contact with any of it.
And that may have been how it was, but these were good. They were drenched in the stuff. Definite garlic, probably more garlic powder than fresh garlic.
Sure,
but they were warm. They were soft. They were toothsome. They were great and great for dipping up and sopping up that Italian dressing on that salad.
And then tell me how you're going to eat cornbread.
So I like a spicy cornbread.
Jalapeno cheddar cornbread.
I like that in there. Yeah. Also a fan of the sweet cornbread. I like the sweet cornbread with some cream corn in it. I'm not a cream corn fan though. By myself. Oh wow, we got a sign flickering here. Hold on. You tell me how you like cornbread.
Not a whole lot. Typically, if I'm going to have it, it's going to have to be the jalapeno cheddar style cornbread. I don't know. I'm just not a big cornbread fan, and I'm not really big on the sweet cornbread either. If I am going to have cornbread, I'll typically open it. Just don't mind him. We're having issues back there. But I'll typically put butter and some honey on it. That's going to be what I do. I like that sign. Isn't that nice?
It's a nice sign.
I think
this is a battery dying. I think that's what we're seeing right now.
The best kind of sweet cornbread that I had would have been, 2020 up in Bozeman, Montana. We were at a barbecue joint there, and they brought out some cornbread. It was very dense, sort of cake-like. It was sweet, and they paired it with a sweet, what's those berries that they have up there? Is it boysenberry?
I wasn't listening.
Huckleberries.
But huckleberry, wow.
We had some huckleberry and butter. It was good. But typically I'm going to go with a jalapeno cheddar cornbread.
I do, like I said, I do like a little spice with my cornbread. I like, it's good to sop up. So I like it with chili oftentimes. It's really good with chili. But I mean, fresh cornbread, I mean, it is hard to beat.
So I guess I'm asking you if you have reconsidered that position and you're still getting rid of the breadsticks.
Yeah, because I think, I mean, these are always so hard because there's a lot of factors that go into it. Because if you got to consider all the different types of breadsticks out there and all the different types of cornbreads and stuff like that, and the use cases and how are you using it, the circumstances, it feels like breadstick is the most basic tool that's there.
Yeah.
I'm not dipping a breadstick in chili. I'm not doing, you're pretty much just eating a breadstick. You might sop up some salad dressing. That's about it.
Okay. I mean, you could talk me into that. I could go along with that.
Plus, I'm a Southern boy. I'm from Arkansas. I feel like if I chose a breadstick over cornbread, they might murder me.
I think there's a lot of people up north, though, that are attached to their cornbread. I've got some friends, and we argue back and forth over, I'm sorry. Somebody just responded to me and told me that they would take away croissants. And
really?
I'm now struck Matt Place.
Oh, my goodness, Matthew. How dare you, my friend?
What is wrong
What is wrong with you? Bring him
What is
on
wrong
live
with you?
right now. Like we need to have
that is
an intervention for our friend.
that is easily
It's all those kids he's got.
the
Muddied
worst
his brain.
the worst take you've had. I'll update you when he comes back with that. That's
that's a terrible take. That's a terrible take.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm just I don't even know what I was saying before I got that. Oh, I know. I've got some friends from the north and from the south, and we have had this argument back and forth over northern cornbread versus southern cornbread, and whose cornbread is sweet and whose cornbread is not sweet. And most people I know from the south would say that southern cornbread is not sweet, and most people from the north would say theirs is. But then I've got some friends that say, no, southern cornbread is sweet and northern cornbread's not sweet. And I've looked it up and I've researched it, and I find things on both sides. So I really don't know who's supposed to, which region is supposed to have sweet cornbread and which one doesn't. But I know that.
I think it's just a style. It's just a personal preference and a personal taste.
I'll tell you what I don't like is Jiffy Mix cornbread.
I don't mind Jiffy Mix.
There have been times.
You got to zhuzh it up a little bit too, but.
There have been times that we have made Jiffy Mix cornbread, and we've taken frosting and just frosted them as cupcakes. That's how sweet they are.
They are very sweet. Yes, you're right.
We have done that.
That's funny. Okay, so just a reminder, in case you're unfamiliar with how we do things here, at some point in here, we're going to get into talking about some of our favorites, and we're going to hit this button at random times. It's our Taco Bell bell, and when we do that, we add it to a bracket. At the end of this episode, you're going to hear us March Madness style bracket this thing out to declare which bread, this is going to be a hard one, which bread is the GOAT, the best type of bread. I'm going to...
And we're including savory and sweet bread in this, right?
I think you have to, right?
Okay. That makes it harder.
It makes it very hard. Do you want to start? You got one right off the cuff you want to go to? You want to we want to just start listing some oft?
Yeah, I want to take sourdough bread.
Okay. Where at?
I love a sourdough bread. My dad's a bread maker.
Yeah.
He's always been into bread baking. He's got a sourdough starter that's been going for quite a few years. I love sourdough bread. I want it number 2.
Okay. It's a good spot for it, I think. I was going to put it on my side. I like sourdough. I love sourdough on a sandwich. That's typically the most use case that I have for it. Are you just picking up a piece of sourdough and little butter?
Oh yeah.
Anything else going on it?
Doesn't have to. No, the tangier the better. I know that for some people it's a turnoff when they get that sour taste. I love it. I want to be punched in the face with the sourdough flavor.
Are you a blue cheese fan?
Nope.
So it's you're limiting sour and funk to just doughs?
Yeah. Okay. That's how I like my fermentation.
Yeah.
I like it in bread.
I had a salad yesterday from McAllister's Deli, and I guess I didn't pay close enough attention to the ingredients on it. And I don't think it was blue cheese, but there was some other cheese, maybe a gorgonzola or something that had a little funk to it, and I was not expecting it. And man, it was hard to do. Sourdough is fantastic. I do like a sourdough bread. I'm really struggling today. I had an extra cup of coffee, so maybe my brain is moving faster than my mouth is.
Have you ever seen Gordon Ramsay's grilled cheese video? Where it's like the worst grilled cheese ever. Yeah. None of the cheese is melted, and it's kind of burned. The bread,
the bread burns.
He used, I think Josh Scherer, he has made fun of Gordon. I think they even mentioned it when he had him on for Last Meals. But Gordon Ramsay used sourdough bread in that video, and I don't particularly think that sourdough is the best choice for grilled cheese. I just recently watched Kenji Lopez Alt do a video on grilled cheese, and he did his version of grilled cheese versus Deb Perlman's version of grilled cheese, and hers is built with sourdough bread. And he mentioned that he just doesn't feel like, and when you watch it made, it just doesn't seem like that's the best vehicle for grilled cheese.
Well, it's just a lot of competing flavors that are in there.
Yeah, there are, and it's a tougher, chewier bread. I just don't think that's the appropriate style of bread for grilled cheese.
Yeah,
that's about the only application where I could turn down sourdough bread. I think everything else. I mean, I love sourdough biscuits, sourdough pancakes, sourdough pizza crust. I think when you use sourdough as the base of your bread, I just think that you've elevated the bread game.
You got to have a starter. It's a time commitment.
There's some, but it's not that difficult. I mean, once you get it going and you feed it and you keep it alive,
that's just it. Like you got to do that part.
It's not hard though. It's not hard.
Is it? I have never done it, so I don't know that. I don't know how much it is. It's been a little bit intimidating to think about that.
Yeah, some people are intimidated by the sourdough thing, but once you get started with it, I think that it's fairly easy if you're a food person and you're in your kitchen. It's not that difficult, and then you get to, because you're going to discard some of it fairly often, and so that gives you something to do with your discard, is to make something out of it. So I need to bring you some of our starter and let you get yours going.
Yeah.
Some people keep it going, for decades.
Yeah, I feel like mine would die.
Are you good at taking care of plants?
No. That's why I think it would die.
Sourdough starter's probably easier than plants.
Probably. Yeah, plants, our house is where plants go to die. We historically are terrible. We had 1 year that was a good garden. Outside of that, not happening. I'm going to take a quality, fluffy, buttery, soft yeast roll. And I'm going to take it tentatively at 2. Just a good dinner yeast roll. Because that is one of my favorite things about going to my parents for holidays. Because those yeast rolls are
every holiday
incredible.
should have yeast rolls.
Yeah.
Involved.
Just fluffy and it's weird because it's airy and dense at the same time. You got the yeast texture, the yeast taste that's in there. It's buttery. It's fantastic. It's delicious. You make sandwiches out of it. Leftover turkey or ham, always fantastic. Right out of the oven, though.
Yeah.
That's the best application.
Yeah.
You give it maybe 30 seconds to cool off so it doesn't burn your mouth, and then it goes in your mouth, and it's fantastic.
It's also one of the best things that a lot of restaurants have to offer, when you go to the table, getting that yeast roll, like Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah. Texas Roadhouse is known for their rolls, too.
They are.
Like, they are world famous for their rolls. You can get them frozen.
No, I didn't know that.
You can purchase them frozen. We have some in our freezer right now. We got them as a gift. And the problem is, we got them, and then one day we went to go make them, and turns out you have to let them thaw completely for 4 hours.
Yeah, let them thaw and rise and all that stuff.
And then let them rise. Yeah, we thought like a Sister Schuster's kind of situation. You just toss them in the oven. No. These are real, uncooked yet. So if you get Texas Roadhouse frozen, keep that in mind. All right, what else?
I want, and this is where I'm struggling, but I think I'm confident. This is what I want, number one.
Number one?
Yep, give me a biscuit.
Oh, wow.
I want a biscuit number one.
Biscuit number one.
Yeah. I think that, to me, biscuit screams the South.
Yeah.
Even more than cornbread does. I feel like we've got biscuits down here.
It's true.
I go other regions of the country and am given biscuits, or I'll see, tubes of Pillsbury biscuits.
Pillsbury.
There's a time and a place.
There is.
For one of those. The time is never, and the place is the trash.
Oh, come on. There's convenience there. It's easy.
So are biscuits. Biscuits aren't hard to do.
Okay, not everybody is as fluent in cookery as you may be.
Maybe not.
Or have the time.
I think biscuits are very easy to learn. And as far as time, I feel like in less than 10 minutes, you can have your biscuits in the oven, and you're probably at the same exact place that you would be with a canned biscuit.
No.
Oh, yes.
You're shaving off that 10 minutes.
Well, 10 minutes. It's not like we're talking about something that's 5 or 10% better than its counterpart. So I think that sometimes you have that correlation to, okay, if I take the cheat here and I choose to get something pre-done or pre-made, and it's only 5 or 10% better than what I could spend 30 or 40 minutes doing, well, then it may not be worth the juice isn't worth the squeeze. But
Don't like that.
I promise you, when you squeeze the buttermilk,
Okay.
it's absolutely worth it. A buttermilk biscuit. And I said the entry level. If you're willing to put in a little time, we've started making Brian Lagerstrom's biscuits, and there's a little more time involved in it because you laminate them, and so you're folding in butter. But it probably takes 30 minutes to get these ready to go in the oven. But you get this tall, fluffy, flaky layers of buttery biscuit that is so good. But you
can get those layers from Pillsbury too.
I can promise you.
You can. I've had them.
Hands down, blind taste test, you're not going to choose the Pillsbury biscuit.
Probably not.
Like 10 times out of 10, you're going to choose the homemade biscuit.
It's true. Yeah, it's still flashing. I think the battery's dying, and so I can't get it to turn off for some reason. So
hopefully we're not inducing
if you're
seizures.
I can't see it from my point of view. I have a camera blocking the monitor, but it's not doing that bad.
But just entry level biscuits, I think 10 minutes. It's not hard to throw them together. In fact, there's a huge craze going on right now. I've seen videos popping up on my YouTube feed in the last couple of weeks where people are doing these 2-ingredient cream biscuits. 2 ingredients, and you can get biscuits in the oven. And I think you're going to be happier than... Now, I'll still eat a canned biscuit. We had a breakfast a while back, and somebody brought canned biscuits, and I ate them.
Well, there's frozen biscuits that are good, too.
The frozen biscuits...
Frozen's better than canned.
That's a big step up.
Yeah.
If you get the Pillsbury frozen biscuits... Yeah. They are way better.
And they last longer, too.
Than the canned ones.
They are. You just toss them in there and go.
But to me, a Southern meal, fried chicken.
That's the amazing thing about a Southern buttermilk biscuit. You can have it for breakfast,
it's
dinner,
all meals.
Whenever.
It's a snack. Yeah. You put butter and jam on that, butter and honey.
Absolutely.
You can make a breakfast sandwich out of it. You can do biscuits and gravy with it. Biscuits are just so versatile.
The options are literally limitless.
And man, I don't know.
You can make dumplings.
Yeah.
With leftover biscuits.
Yeah. Biscuit dough is incredible.
We've done with this is one of the best use cases for refrigerated Pillsbury canned dough. You can do fried Oreos.
Yes.
You do fried Snickers, do stuff like that. Just take a little bit of that biscuit dough, wrap it around the sweet of your choice, toss it in a deep fryer for a minute, and it comes out. It changes. Like it's no longer a Southern biscuit.
Yeah.
It's life-changing.
But I mean, people think of Popeyes, they think of KFC, they think of Bojangles.
Yep.
And one of the first things you think of chicken and you think of biscuits.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
But you're bringing up a point because you think of a Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, KFC, Bojangles, Church's, interject your chicken place of choice. Those biscuits also have just a tier system of their own.
They do.
Chick-fil-A is a great biscuit. It also varies on what you like. If you like a soft Hardee's, throw Hardee's in there.
Yeah.
If you like a soft biscuit that just breaks apart and falls apart.
The Chick-fil-A biscuit's very crumbly.
Very crumbly, but also just very soft.
It is.
Popeyes, very dense.
Yeah.
Very dense. Like, you better have a drink nearby.
I think KFC's down at the bottom of the biscuit list.
Agree.
you know, at one time I feel like they had better biscuits, but KFC just kind of declined.
It's got the best look.
It does. It looks the part.
It looks the part, but you take a bite, there's no flavor in it.
A Bojangles biscuit's really good.
Bojangles is also very good.
Popeyes has that buttery taste.
Yeah. So they're very dense.
They are.
They're very buttery though.
They are.
They've got great flavor.
Yeah, you're gonna see the residue on your hands when you put a
Hardee's be
Hardee's,
the best.
they've got a dang good biscuit.
They've got the texture that Chick-fil-A and them have. They've got the butter and the taste that Popeyes. I mean,
I'm not a big fan of the McDonald's biscuit.
No. I would put that right above KFC.
Yeah, they'd be right above KFC, I think.
Yeah.
Now, I have heard that there are a handful of McDonald's out there where they're still making the biscuits from scratch.
Really?
And so maybe if you found a McDonald's location that's actually kind of putting that care into it, might be a good biscuit. But I think just your general McDonald's biscuit.
Yeah.
I don't even know about Burger King. I don't know the last time I had a Burger King biscuit. Couldn't tell you. But to me,
who's getting Burger King has the croissant sandwiches. Why are you getting a biscuit at Burger King?
But I feel like the biscuit is, even a bad biscuit is still pretty good.
Agreed.
And when you get to really good biscuits where you put the time in,
it's hard not to keep eating them.
I mean, yeah.
Especially when they're hot and fresh.
Oh, when they're hot.
I think about every time we do breakfast, again, at my parents', like, because my mama knows how to bake. Like, she is a baker. And, man, I get torn because she's going to make pancakes. She's going to make biscuits. She's going to make all these other things. And I always go for, this is one of my favorite things to do. People make fun of me when I do it. I always go for, if they're homemade, freshly made biscuits, I always get one first, plain, nothing on it. Because when it's hot, fresh, and ready to go, and it's got a little bit of butter that's been baked on top, you don't need anything else. And then the next round of biscuits will get some jam or some honey or whatever else on them. And there's usually going to be a breakfast sandwich biscuit made at some point with some sausage and bacon.
And I'll tell you, I really like biscuits when they're done in a cast iron skillet. If you get a cast iron skillet biscuit, just the crust that it forms on there. I love biscuits.
Biscuits are good.
I think biscuits, that's why I got to put them number one. Yeah, I love biscuits.
That's a good number one.
You go to other regions, though, and I feel like the South does do biscuits better than other regions of the country.
Agreed. Well, if we're going to go ahead and take number one.
Yeah, what do you got? What are you doing? Are you going to do it? You going to do it?
I feel like I have to. I'm going to take croissant.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a croissant at number one. When you talk about what else could be done like a biscuit, it seems like croissant. Because a warm, flaky, buttery croissant, it's hard to beat.
It is. Now, this is something I've never made at home. Croissants are difficult.
It's intimidating.
These are, intimidating is a good word. These are not just, if you've never baked before, think, you know what, I'm going to get up today and make croissants.
Yeah.
You don't even just wake up and think, I am going to make croissants this morning. No. It's a process.
Yeah. And every time I've seen a video of them being made, I'm like, okay, it's not that hard. And then I think about it for a second, I'm like, yeah, it's that hard. Because it feels like there's little margin for error when you're making them.
That's the way it seems.
But yet, Burger King can have them, so they must be, able to be good frozen.
I love croissants.
We're talking croissants, not Pillsbury Crescent rolls.
Yes,
those are very different.
I was just going to say that is their ploy. Pillsbury Crescent rolls do not.
That is not a croissant.
That is not in this discussion. It's not acceptable.
For the longest time, I feel like in my naivete as a kid, because we would have those crescent rolls from time to time as a kid, and they were great. They are good.
Yep,
but they're not a croissant.
They're not a croissant.
And you know the difference once you've had a croissant.
Croissants are light.
Yeah.
They're going to be nearly hollow inside. Just flaky.
My favorite. I'm a doughy texture kind of person. I like biscuits that maybe just a hair underdone.
Okay.
I like
a little chew.
I like the chew in there. And so the croissants that have a good texture on the outside, but the inside's still a little bit doughy. You can just pull out. Oh, that's so good.
And again, croissants are sort of like biscuits where you can eat them with multiple meals.
They can be
They can be a sandwich.
Yeah, savory or sweet.
Yep.
And that may be something that biscuits don't quite have. You can. Like, you can eat a biscuit with honey and stuff like that.
Right.
But, like,
you're not really making a sweet biscuit, whereas you might make a chocolate croissant, for example.
Yeah, you're putting powdered sugar on a croissant. Or, you could fill it with all kinds of stuff. I mean, and it's I don't know. We say that making a croissant is intimidating, but have you had a bad croissant? I don't know that I've had a bad, even a bakery at Walmart. They're good croissants.
They are. And I think the Sam's Club croissants are even better than the Walmart ones.
Yeah. But you get it at a bakery, even better,
Fantastic.
I've mentioned on here before, like I've had the opportunity to be in China a few times, and first off, the economics are wildly different for some things over there. The bakeries in the part that I was in were incredibly cheap. Like, some of the best pastry I've ever had in my life were over there for like $1. US dollar.
Oh.
And I'm like, why is this bakery so dang cheap? But everything was so inexpensive. And just, again, the pastry that you get over there and the croissant in a local pastry, a mom and pop place like that is just, it's just really good. Chocolate croissants are great. I love, it's interjected. The dough's not chocolate. It's injected with chocolate, kind of like a frosting, but a ganache or some kind of a chocolate filling. Okay, I need a drink.
While you're doing that, let me add the next thing to the list. And I've decided I'm going to move sourdough down to 3. Man, I really don't want to do that. I'm going to move sourdough to 3.
You are.
Am I going to do this? I'm going to do this.
Sounds like you are.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. We'll see if I continue to do it or not. I'm going to take garlic bread number 2.
Wow. Now, what kind of garlic bread are we talking here?
My favorite garlic bread is, and you can. I feel like these are interchangeable, but we'll take a loaf of French bread, a loaf of Italian bread, but cut that bad boy in half.
Long ways? All the way down the middle?
All the way down the middle.
Okay.
Get your 2 halves open. This is a recipe from America's Test Kitchen that we use, but you either roast a head of garlic or you can toast the garlic in a dry skillet while it's still in the paper skins and just kind of get it charred up a little. But that mellows out the garlic. Mix that in with butter, freshly grated Parmesan, herb of your choice. We typically go parsley. And just a little drizzle of olive oil in there with it. Slather that on the halves of the bread and toast them up. And it just makes a killer garlic bread. We've used that with Italian meals. We've used it with pot roast. We've used it to make chicken parm sandwiches. Don't just use bread. Elevate your bread and make garlic bread first, and then make your sandwich out of it. And it's like a flavor bomb. Garlic bread, not really great for breakfast.
No,
it's not really a breakfast thing.
No, can't really make it sweet.
Can't really make this sweet. It's mucho savory,
very,
and it's going to leave you with some dragon breath.
It's true,
but I promise you, it's going to punch you in the face with flavor. Your tongue will beat a hole in the roof of your mouth.
And you can add cheese to it.
Yeah. So you put some parm in with the mixture, put it on the bread, and then we usually, let it snow over the top of it with a little more grated parm. Toast that thing up, broil it, let the cheese just kind of bubble up.
Where are you on Texas toast garlic bread?
I'm pro.
Pro?
Yeah.
I really like that.
Texas toast, we'll do Texas toast garlic bread usually with steak. If we're making a steak meal, I like to have some Texas toast with it. Somebody just told me a few minutes ago that if they had their choice, they said we'd get rid of Texas toast forever.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't know that I agree with that.
Ooh.
And you know the fun thing about garlic bread is it really doesn't require a certain type of bread. You can really use it for anything. We've used white hamburger bread. Buns before and made
absolutely.
Garlic bread, you know, I mean it's whatever you have available can be turned into garlic bread.
Yeah, and I mean you can be a fancy boy and do fresh garlic, do roasted garlic, confit some garlic,
garlic,
yeah, down the list. Or you can open up the jar of powder, and go garlic powder with butter.
Yeah,
done it many times.
You, man. Back in my single bachelor days, I'd like, what? I've got some spaghetti here,
toast,
some hamburger buns.
You bet.
Flip that hamburger bun over. A little parquet, some garlic powder,
and
garlic bread,
and it's good.
It's good. It's good. You're not going to complain about it. Garlic bread comes in at number 1 on Ranker.
Does it? Oh, I'm on Ranker, and I didn't even notice that.
It's the people's bread.
That is the bread of people.
Yeah. Sourdough came in number 2. Croissant at 4. I'm just going to mention the ones we've mentioned so far. And is yeast roll even on here?
Where is a yeast roll at?
People get afraid of the word yeast.
They got biscuits
apparently.
at 8.
Man.
There's too many people not from the South on here.
I guess so. I hadn't even seen
Where's the roll at? They don't even know what they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing.
Nope.
People don't know. Garlic bread's fantastic, though. Pro garlic bread, 100%. I've got 2 left. You've got 1 left. Stuff's going to get left off, I'm sure. I'm going to go number 3. I'm going to make a tie because they're so close.
Okay.
Naan and pita. Can I do that? Can I put them?
I mean, you'd have to ask
AB?
You'd have to ask the folks from India and Greece how they feel about that.
Talk to the camera again.
They do feel interchangeable.
Yeah.
To people like us.
To us white guys from Arkansas, yeah, it feels interchangeable.
It does.
I know it's not.
Yeah.
Don't come at me. I know it's not. But
you feel like, if you had naan in the house that you could make a gyro out of it. And if you had pita bread, you could have some butter chicken and it would, it would be good.
Yeah. A flatbread of sorts, a soft flatbread. There you go. Is that better?
And I love naan. I love pita. You get warm pita, some gyro meat. You get, that naan, soak up some butter chicken with it. I'm not a big Indian food fan. I do like butter chicken. That's about the extent of that.
Yeah. And
I love to make pizzas on those things, throw them on the grill, toast them up.
Yeah.
They're versatile.
They're very versatile. Every time I go to a Greek place and I get some hummus or something and they say, do you want a crunchy or soft pita? I'm the soft pita boy.
Soft.
It's
tortilla chips.
It's tortilla chips. Like. I want the yeast, or not the yeasty, but like the doughy.
Yeah.
Again, toothsome. I want the chew. You can actually get some good, decent pre-made pita in the refrigerated section at Walmart.
Really?
Go where the hummus is. And
I don't think I've seen that.
They have bite-sized little pitas, and they're really good. Lightly warmed up, fantastic. But yeah, I mean they're pretty versatile. You can make little sandwiches out of it if you need to, but again, you're probably not going to eat it for breakfast. You're not really going to make it sweet, but it's good just for a little snack or to dip in stuff or to build sandwiches out of and stuff like that. So that's going to be my number 3.
I have 1 spot left.
You got 1 spot left. We're leaving a bunch of stuff off. We've both got 1 spot left. So let's kind of rapid fire and maybe we come back and name some. Because you've got we hadn't even ventured really into a lot of sweetbreads yet.
See, that's what I'm thinking.
Banana bread.
And you're a banana hater.
I hate bananas, but I love banana bread. You don't taste banana in banana bread. At least I don't.
Well, I do.
Do you?
It's there.
I don't taste the banana.
Maybe you don't hate bananas as much as you think you hate bananas.
I've had banana, and I don't like banana, and I don't. Like
I want to make you my banana pudding.
Okay.
I
this
think
is a bread episode, Eric.
It has vanilla wafers in it.
Vanilla or Nilla?
Well, they're vanilla wafers. Nilla wafer is not my favorite wafer brand.
Really? It's not?
Jackson wafers was the way to go, and Jackson went out of business this last year.
Well, apparently you were the only one who liked them.
No, there was a huge uproar on social media when Jackson announced they were going out of business.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know the difference
regional
in vanilla wafers.
Oh,
they're all Nilla wafers to me.
They're not. I promise you. The Nabisco Nilla wafers, it's the big name brand and everything. You think it's supposed to be the best, but it's not.
Really?
It's not.
Well, what's next? Now that
I've
gone?
not found anything. I've settled. There's not a lot of vanilla wafer brands that are out there.
You don't know. I didn't even know there was another one that existed.
Jackson was a regional thing. I think it was maybe even based in Arkansas.
Really?
So I kind of hate that. I do remember seeing some people on the interwebs saying that they've tried this brand or that brand and found some possible substitutes for it. I think there's store brands of them.
Yeah.
But I typically end up going with vanilla wafers now. Anyway, I feel like I could get you into the banana pudding.
I like banana pudding. I just avoid the bananas in it. I love banana pudding. I just don't want to taste a single banana in it.
Then you don't love banana pudding. You like pudding.
I like pudding with wafers in it.
I mean, pudding with wafers is good.
It's great. I love it. Why do you need the banana?
Because it adds to it.
It adds terrible taste to it.
No. I think that I could swing you.
With what? How? The banana's still. You're not going to change the banana.
No, but I think it's going to be so good. You're going to be just like with banana bread.
But there's not like chunks of banana in banana bread.
I think that
it gets cooked out somehow. I don't know.
No.
You're going to put raw chunks of banana in your banana pudding, and I want to taste the raw banana in there.
I think that I could bring you over to Team Banana Pudding, not just pudding.
I think so.
I think I could.
I want to taste banana.
Banana Foster. Get some caramelized bananas. That brown
it's always
sugar
looked
stuff.
good.
I think that you might enjoy that.
Maybe. I've never had it because it's banana, and I don't like banana. And I know I'm the weird one, okay? My wife tells me I'm the weird one. My daughter will tell me when she grows up. I know. I'm the weird one.
I think you can try harder. I think that you should be a big enough open-minded foodie.
Very few things I don't like. Very few.
I think like there's this mental hurdle that you need help with.
Banana and olives. Those are the two big ones that are really, black beans for obvious reasons, or not as obvious for you, but those are the things those are the only things I don't really like. Everything else I'm open to. I'm okay with. Black beans, I'll even take it if it's in stuff. That's fine. I'm not going to scoop up a side of black beans.
We've been making some good pepperoni and olive pizzas recently.
I bet it's really good without the olive. What else on here? We have ciabatta comes in at this list at number 9.
I like a ciabatta.
I like a ciabatta.
It's a bread that fights back.
Yeah. Are you eating ciabatta by itself though? I'm usually as a burger, it's as a sandwich. I'm not usually eating ciabatta.
I mean,
solo.
I have.
They have breadstick, generic breadstick at number 10. Tortilla at 11. A good tortilla, man. A homemade fresh tortilla.
I am so close to putting that as my last thing.
That's really
as
tempting.
I've told you in a text recently. I've been busting out homemade tortillas every single week.
Yeah.
I have my tortilla making day, and I've gotten tired. Let me just say this. The industry of commercial tortillas has gone to crap. There's just not a good store-bought tortilla.
I can tell you the best one is La Banderia or something like that. I can't
see. I'm not a fan of it anymore either.
It's the best one out there. Mission is awful.
Mission, and the one that I had moved to that I was liking for a while was the Old El Paso. The Mission ones, they went to the super soft thing and they got really thick.
Yeah.
I like a thinner tortilla. Old El Paso was thinner, but the last few that I've gotten, they've just been very pasty and almost taste like Play-Doh. They just not impressed with them. What I have noticed that is a far cry better recently in our Walmarts is in the bakery section. They've started putting out fresh tortillas.
Really?
That are good for like 3 days.
Interesting.
So they're making them. It's got like 5 ingredients in them. So I guess I assume they're making them in the bakery there, but you can get small ones up to the big jumbo ones.
Interesting.
There'll be like a 6-pack of them.
Okay.
That is about as close to a homemade tortilla as you can find that's prepackaged. So those are good. But we've just got to where we're making our own tortillas at home. Once a week, I bust out about 12 of them. Doesn't take very long to make tortillas.
I need to get a tortilla press.
With the flour ones, I'm not even using a press. Really? I just hand roll those. Another
beef I have with the pre-made tortilla conglomerates out there is you can either get them in like a 6-pack or a 500-pack. Like there's no in between.
There's there's that massive stack of them like that.
Huge stack, or there's just a few, and you need to get there's no middle ground there. It seems like you're either getting 20 or 2, and it just.
But the homemade tortilla, it's got a nice chew to it, and I don't know, when we've made tacos and burritos recently, it's just the tortilla stands out to me. It's like, wow, this is really good. This is a fantastic part of the meal, whereas before it's just like sort of this. And we're going to start doing our own fried corn taco shells, I think. I'm getting a little tool that fries up the taco shells.
Well, also, I have noticed this. Homemade doughs and tortillas, they're going to have it. They have a better salt content than the pre-made ones. A homemade tortilla, it's got the right amount of salt in it.
Yeah.
It seems like the store-bought has no salt in it.
Yeah.
And so salt is flavor. So you need that in there.
Some people are like, why would you consider putting a tortilla on this? If I was talking about a Mission tortilla or an old El Paso tortilla, like, no.
Yeah.
But a homemade tortilla has real flavor.
Yeah.
And if you use one, people can make them with bacon fat. You can use lard, beef tallow things. You can add some things like that actually add some other flavor into it, and you get a really good tasting piece of bread.
Tortilla also... I'm taking it.
You're going to take it?
I'm going to take it.
Okay, well, that solves my issue and dilemma of trying to decide.
Because you can make them sweet as well.
It's a little cinnamon sugar
sugar, put some ice cream with it. You could... I mean, I've had before where you can you put peanut butter and granola, and smash it in there, or make breakfast burritos with it.
Quesadillas, tostada, fry them. You get chimichangas, like a fried flour tortilla shell is just special.
I mean, you go down and down and down the list. Okay, so they're so versatile. So I'm going to take tortilla, which is honestly, it's really close to pita and naan. We could lump all those together, but we'll keep them separate.
Okay, I feel better about keeping those separate. I'll give you pita and naan.
Yeah,
as one. Monkey bread is on this list.
It is. I mean, I feel bad because we're leaving off some good stuff. We haven't talked about cornbread yet. Hawaiian bread. I love a good Hawaiian roll. English muffin. Focaccia. I wanted to spend a little bit of time on potato bread because some people sleep on potato breads. They're very good. You use potato flour. It's got a little bit different texture, a little bit different taste. It's not very far off. It's just enough to be good.
Erica made English tea sandwiches recently and used potato bread with those. And I guess that's kind of a traditional thing maybe that they do in England is use potato bread for that. Or at least the recipes that she had called for potato bread. They were pretty good.
Yeah. I love a potato donut.
Yeah.
They're really good. You have challah on here. Pretzel bread. Would you consider like a soft pretzel as bread?
I mean, I guess.
Do you like pretzel buns on a burger?
I'm not a big fan of it. It went through a big phase there. Oh, yeah. They were okay, but I don't know. Nothing really stood out to me. I'd rather have a brioche bun.
Yeah.
I like a brioche.
We haven't mentioned that yet either.
No.
White bread, a scone. I guess scone is scone a bread?
Yeah.
I think of it more of a pastry, but I guess croissants there.
I mean, it's sort of the sweet version of a biscuit nearly.
Yeah.
Scones are very similar.
Wheat bread, rye bread.
My dad loves rye bread, German black bread, pumpernickel bread. Mm-hmm. I'm not really big in because I'm not a fan of caraway.
Yeah.
And that is used in a lot of those breads. So it's not a flavor that I like, but a lot of people are.
Soda bread, beer
Irish
bread. So yeah, you got plenty of options here for your last spot. I feel like there's probably stuff we're missing on here.
You know, we didn't I don't see cinnamon rolls on this list.
Yeah,
that's a bread.
If you're calling it scone bread, yeah, cinnamon rolls got to be bread.
If we're bringing pastries into it, like donuts are bread.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But see, that's where I don't know. I feel weird calling them breads, but I mean, I don't know what would declassify them from being bread, so it's kind of hard not to say.
Like if we have monkey bread on here,
yeah. I mean, you're right. A good.
I might feel better if we had an episode on the best pastry.
Yeah.
You know, and those might fit into that category better.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I don't want to vote a donut down.
Right.
But I have trouble saying that a donut is the best bread.
Exactly.
Could I say donut's the best pastry?
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree with that.
So I think I'll leave cinnamon rolls out. But I'm going to disregard monkey bread being here. And I'm going to put that because you could also have bread pudding.
Oh, that's true.
You know, and bread pudding would be more in this line because, I mean, you're going to actually use some sort of challah bread. Mm-hmm. You could use sourdough. I mean, you could use a lot of these breads that we've talked about. Brioche.
Yeah, you know, we also got to mention like garlic knots. We haven't talked about garlic knots yet. Which I don't know if you want to classify that in with garlic bread.
I mean, I would put that in with garlic bread. Baguettes, that's number 3 on the list, and I think baguettes are kind of underrated.
Yeah.
Again, not the easiest thing in the world to make. I think what I'm going to take, though, for my final spot is a bagel.
That's a great choice. That's a good choice.
I'm
happy with that. I originally had that on my list, and I forgot about it.
And again, it typically leans breakfast, but it doesn't have to.
Doesn't have to, no. It's good.
They're savory. You can go sweet.
Mm-hmm. What's your typical preparation for a bagel?
I like to butter and toast it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is apparently to like New York, the Jewish community, apparently that's a big no-no.
You don't do that. No. I mean, I don't mind just eating a fresh bagel. Now, ones that you get at the store, I don't want to do that with. But if you went to a good bakery and got a legit bagel, and there's been a couple times I've had bagels from New York. I've had some bagels in Philly. They were good, just kind of on their own.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to go to Walmart and buy a thing of bagels,
yeah,
they're helped out by being buttered and toasted up a little bit. And I like going I can do it plain cream cheese. I enjoy drizzling honey on it.
Mm-hmm.
I like an everything bagel.
Yeah.
I like a blueberry bagel.
Mm-hmm.
I've had cinnamon raisin bagels.
I've done PB&J on a bagel before.
Yeah.
Really open face. It's kind of hard to do that as a sandwich, but open face is very good.
I mentioned, I don't know when it was, this episode, last episode. It's hard to remember. We're recording them back to back. But I mentioned the bagel sandwiches from McDonald's that they just brought. Right. I used to really like the bagel sandwich from McDonald's, but sausage, egg, and cheese or a steak, egg, and cheese bagel sandwich, it was really good.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it since it came back, but
I grabbed one, and it was very good. I was pleasantly surprised how good the bagel was.
Did you do steak?
I did sausage.
Sausage, okay.
Yeah. I was very surprised. I was expecting it to be hard and tough and chewy, and it was very soft and palatable.
That's what I remember theirs being.
Yeah, it was very good.
I can't think of bagels without thinking about a man that used to go to church with me, passed away several years ago, but we were on a mission trip in Mexico. This would have been back like 2005. And we were in Mexico, and the hotel that we were staying at had their typical continental breakfast. Not a lot of offerings there, but they had donuts, they had bagels, cereal, that kind of stuff. And I remember going into the breakfast room one morning, and he met me. He was coming out as I was going in, And he said, man, I got to tell you, I just had the worst donut I've ever had in my life. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He said, stay away from the donuts that are in there. So I got in there and looked, and he had consumed a bagel and had never had a bagel before. And this was, he was about 60. And we ended up teasing him all week long, and he got mad about it. But yeah, it was so dense, it was chewy, it was dry, it wasn't sweet at all. He said it took forever to eat that donut. It was a bagel.
Have you ever ventured to making your own bagel?
No, again, it's been a little intimidated to try to make one.
Yeah, the whole boiling process just throws me off for some reason. You can now purchase bagel thins, which are very good as well. They're exactly what they sound like. They're just thin, very thin bagels, and they're great for making sandwiches and stuff like that. You can do a lot of stuff with it. Okay, are we breaded out?
I'm feeling a little sleepy from all the carbs.
All right. Well, before we hit the bracket, we're going to hit this.
We love hearing you talk about us. It's time for the best things about the best things. Want to hear your feedback on the show? Email feedback@bestthingspod.com or tap the link in the episode notes to send a voicemail.
Okay, we're going to read a little bit of your feedback that we got from the TikToks. We also had, I don't have it pulled up right now, but we had Aaron had a very lively discussion on our Facebook about
my sandwich.
About this these topics as well. Aaron, so go check that out. Go look up.
I sent you a picture. For those that didn't see it, this was referencing a couple of episodes ago where I talked about eating a tuna sandwich from Subway for the better part of a month.
Yeah.
And the week after that aired, one of the auto auctions where I work, they serve lunch each week. I got there and they had your choice of a chicken salad sandwich or a tuna sandwich. I said, you know what? Let's do this. So I got the tuna sandwich with the cheese, the pickles, got a bag of Cheetos, and I sent Craig a picture. And I posted that on my personal social page.
It feels wrong. I'm just going to let you know that right now. I have not tried that combination. I am famously known for saying that I will try anything once. So I will give that a shot. I'm not going to be opposed to doing that. But this comes from a little bit different on TikTok. Right after we went on that rant or that conversation about the tuna, we talked about Jimmy John's for a second.
Yes.
And how Jimmy John's is not great. We're going to be honest with you. And so we got some comments. Apparently, we are not alone. And apparently, some people disagree with us. So we're going to read some of these. Underscore button underscore J underscore. That's too many underscores. Dude.
Underscores.
He says, JJ's roast beef is salty AF. Only the bread is good. No, it's not. Sorry. You need to have some good bread. Jersey Mike's slays everything today. You are right about that.
Yeah.
Quiznos was the best. Before Jersey Mike's, sure, I'll give you Quiznos. Let's see. RB says, I like Jimmy John's. Subway is the worst. Nope. William Smithsonian. Did you create the Smithsonian?
Are you famous?
Are you famous? Says, people hate on Subway, but the overall quality of JJ is so terrible. I've been twice, and both times it was disgusting. So a little bit mixed bag.
Yeah.
Some people...
I saw some comments on Facebook where people were really ardent supporters of Jimmy John's. After that one clip that we aired, I told him, I said, oh, you're going to be disappointed to find out what we had to say about Jimmy John's right after this. So we weren't a fan.
Yeah, not a fan. So anyway, give us your feedback. Leave a review if you haven't done that yet. Wherever you're listening or watching now, please let us know that you're doing it. It helps us. It helps the algorithm. And it probably helps you in some way. I don't know how yet, but it'll probably come back to you in some way. Okay. You want a trivia or you want a bracket?
Let's trivia it.
Okay, let's trivia it. And I need to move the thinking music over a little bit. All right, you go first this time.
Okay. 3 questions.
3 questions about bread from ChatGPT.
What is the process of allowing dough to rest and rise before baking called?
Proofing.
That is correct.
Thank you, a Great British Baking Show.
What is the term for the browned crust that forms on bread during baking?
I thought it was just called crust.
The key here being the fact, the browning. This does not just apply to bread because this happens with other things as you brown them as well.
Maillard reaction.
Yes.
I never considered that being what the crust. Okay, I never considered that before.
Oh, let's see. What type of bread is commonly used to make traditional French toast?
What type of bread?
Yep. What kind of bread is traditional?
I'm gonna think. I think this is a trick question, and so I'm gonna say stale bread.
Okay, that's incorrect.
Oh,
The answer I was looking for was brioche
okay.
bread.
Traditional. I
Yeah,
gotcha.
French toast, brioche.
Okay. All right. Here is your first question. I forgot to ask ChatGPT to make these a little harder, so congratulations, you're getting some
Okay.
softballs your way.
I hope.
What is the primary ingredient?
On the struggle bus.
Sitting on it today. My daughter woke up like 2 hours early this morning, so I've been up a little longer than normal. What is the primary ingredient in traditional bread making? Sugar, water, flour, salt.
Flour.
That's correct. I told you. Softballs. Let's see. Which grain... I didn't read this beforehand. Which grain is commonly used in making whole wheat bread? Barley, corn, wheat, or rye?
Rye. Wheat.
Correct. You're so smart. You're so smart.
Oh.
Okay, finally. What type of bread is often used to make sandwiches?
Sandwich bread.
Hold on.
Okay.
Croissant, brioche, ciabatta, or sliced bread?
I'm surprised he didn't just say white sandwich bread. We'll go with sliced bread.
There you go. Congratulations, Aaron. We are tied up.
I got a sweet. Yeah.
I really should have read those beforehand.
I wonder what 10% harder would have done to
Yeah,
that.
I know. All right, let's get into it.
If you want to be the best, you have to beat the rest. This is the Best Things Bracket.
Okay, we have 8 types of bread. There can only be one that remains. And Aaron, I think that's fairly self-explanatory, but I say we take the approach of that image I sent to you, and each round, whichever one we don't vote for is gone forever. So we can only pick one at the end of the day to have. In verse of that.
This is the forever bread.
This is the forever bread. Okay? So round number 1. What bread is the breast?
The breast. The
No.
breast bed?
I don't think I've struggled
The
this
breast
much
bread?
behind a mic ever. Round 1. What is the best bread? First matchup: biscuit versus tortilla. 3, 2.
Oh man, this is
a hard.
this is a tough
This
one.
is a hard. All of these, I think, are going to be
Because
hard.
if the tortilla is gone, there's no more burritos. There's no more tacos. There's no more quesadillas.
It's true.
There's no more tostadas.
If the biscuit's gone, there's no more biscuits.
There's no more biscuits.
There's no more breakfast biscuit sandwiches. But you can make it out of other things.
You could.
The tortilla is so versatile.
Oh, that's hard.
It is hard. 3, 2, 1.
Tortilla.
Biscuit. Wow, we flipped. We flipped from our pick. Okay. Biscuit.
If I'm gonna have to eat one forever, the best biscuit versus the best tortilla, I want to eat the best biscuit.
Oh. You might have me changing my mind after thinking about it longer. Biscuit 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1.
9.
Tortilla 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1.
8.
9. You changed your mind. 17. Biscuit. Right?
What?
You said 9 on biscuit, right?
Yes.
You said 8 on tortilla.
Yes.
Biscuit advances. Wow.
No, I voted biscuit in the first round.
You said tortilla.
No, you said tortilla.
I said biscuit. You said tortilla. Because you said if you had to choose one forever, the best biscuit or the best tortilla, you're choosing tortilla.
No.
Yes.
No, go back and play the tape.
We will.
Play the tape on that.
We will. You said tortilla. Biscuit advances regardless. It all worked out in the end, but yeah. We're both bad behind the mic today. Next matchup, garlic bread, pita, or garlic bread versus pita / naan. 3, 2, 1. Garlic bread. Croissant versus bagel. 3, 2, 1. Croissant. Yeast roll versus sourdough. 3, 2, 1.
Sourdough.
Yeast roll 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1.
9.
Sourdough 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1. 7. So that gives it a 15. Yeasty moves on. Yeasty boy. Biscuit versus garlic bread. 3, 2, 1. Biscuit. Way easier than against a tortilla, isn't it? I don't know how to spell biscuit, apparently. Croissant versus yeast roll. 3, 2, 1.
Roll.
Croissant. Really? Croissant 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1. 9.
8.
17. Yeast roll 3, 2, 1.
7.
9. Gives it
16.
16. Croissant. Moving on. Biscuit versus croissant. This is hard. The 1 seeds advance all the way. I don't know if we've had that happen in a while.
It's been a while. Probably.
3, 2, 1. Biscuit. Congratulations, Biscuit. I was going either way up until the very last second. And I kind of feel bad, but I kind of don't. We are from the South after all, you know?
We are.
All right. Well, we have one final thing to do. And let's do it now.
It may be the best thing today, but is it the best thing of all time? It's time for the best thing battle.
Aaron, I don't know if you've put 2 and 2 together yet, but this battle is a battle made for Southern boys like ourselves.
It is.
We have the 3-time defending champion, Longhorn Steakhouse, going up against the only bread left, a buttermilk biscuit.
Now, is Longhorn not in the Hall of Fame?
Not yet.
They don't have to win 3 times?
5.
5 times?
5 times.
Are you certain on that?
I am.
Okay.
We've done this a few times now.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
That stopped abruptly. 3, 2, 1.
Biscuits.
Longhorn. Really? Thought you'd go. Wow. Okay. I was prepared to hit it and everything. That's surprising. We got a potential upset on our hands. Okay. Make the case for me. Because I'm pretty firm in Longhorn territory.
I eat biscuits more than I eat Longhorn.
That's a good point.
And biscuits, they're a 3-meal kind of food. Can be eaten breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
You know what?
The best biscuit that exists, I wouldn't want to. I could find other places to eat besides Longhorn. I would not want biscuits to be gone forever from the world.
That's a great that didn't occur to me till just right before you said that, because I can make a good steak. I can get good steaks elsewhere, but to have biscuits gone forever,
it would be disappointing. It's a world I don't want to live in.
You convinced me. Good job. I didn't think I was going to be able to be swayed, but you did it. Biscuits take down Longhorn. We have a new champ, everybody. Give it up for biscuits.
And I really thought Longhorn had a chance at making the Hall of Fame.
I really did too. Wow. That surprises me. Well, biscuits could make a run. I don't know what we have coming up next. We haven't got that far.
We say that, but then,
it is nearing summer. We've talked about maybe doing a barbecue episode at some point.
Have we not done a barbecue episode?
We have not done a barbecue episode.
Would you rather have biscuits around forever or brisket around forever? Pulled pork around forever? Or, that's going to be tough.
That's going to be hard.
That'll be difficult for biscuit.
I see a lot of stuff that biscuits would beat on that board. We have a board over here in case you don't know. It's off camera.
Pizza's on our board, and apparently we've never talked pizza.
We've never done a full episode on pizza, no.
I'd take pepperoni pizza over biscuits, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I would just take pizza in general over biscuits, I think. We can mark bread off the board, though.
We can. That feels good.
Yeah.
We can mark something off. Or erase it, I guess, is what we would do. We're not even close, y'all. All right. For the best things, I'm Craig.
I'm Aaron.
We'll talk at you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Best Things Podcast. If you liked today's episode, subscribe and leave us a review wherever you're listening now. And remember, connect with us on the socials at Best Things Pod, and you may hear your take on an upcoming episode.